The father told the son, he said, repeat these words all day long. I can walk. I will walk. I can walk. I will walk. And the father told the boy to repeat these words all day. And he told him this every morning before he went to work. After 6 months, he tried getting his son to take a step, but he couldn't do it. The father tried every day, but the son just couldn't do it. But finally, after 1 year, the son was able to take a step. Now, I wonder how many of us would continue believing for a year or until it happened. Would you give up in 90 days or 6 months? And if you did, look what you'd missed. After 1 year, he was soon walking like a normal boy. Now, we've had our issue now for about a month. Are you about ready to give up on Vima? Don't do it, folks.
No, wait.
As soon as the investor's attorney has all the paperwork in place, we'll be rolling again. And this shouldn't take over 2 or 3 business days, and it may not take that long. We'll be moving better than we ever have before. Just like the son, he started moving better than ever. And his father told him, he said, son, you're going to run again. Now I want you to start saying, I can run. I will run. I want you to say it just like you said, I can walk and I will walk. And say it all day, every day. Within 6 months, he was trotting. In a year, he was running like a normal boy. Then the father told him, said, you're going to become the fastest human being in the world. And I want you to start saying, I can be the fastest human being in the world. I will be the fastest human being in the world. And the father said, I want you to say it just as often as you can throughout the day. He repeated this now until he was 25 years old. And on May the 26th, 1954, he broke the 4-minute mile record and became the fastest human being in the world. Wow. And his name is Roger Bannister from England. Now, he had tremendous persistency. And you know, folks, if we just had half of that persistency, we'd be super successful. We will be. We can be super successful with Vima. But you know what happens? Most people quit too soon. But don't let it happen to you. Now, people have been trying to break the 4-minute mile for years. But doctors said that if you could run that fast, your heart would burst. Coaches would tell the track people it was just impossible to run that fast. So people running track, they just didn't believe they could do it. They impose these limitations on themselves. And that's what a lot of people do in life. They impose limitations on themselves that limit their expectations. And the self-imposed limitations prevent them from becoming super successful. But Roger Bannister, he didn't have any self-imposed limitations. The only thing he knew was I can and I will, and he did. Now, if you don't have these two attitudes now, start reading my book and discover how to develop them. And if you develop these two attitudes and stick with Vima, I promise you, you'll become super successful. And I just want you to remember the old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And how tough are you? Now, let me bring you an update on the book. They called me just a couple of days ago and said that they had finished early on the printing and they were shipping the book that day. So I'll be receiving the book next week and start autographing and writing something in there for you and shipping it out. Now, we said that we would have 3 people to comment on the ebook, but I think that with the time restraint that we'll take 1 person tonight, and then we'll take 2 people next week. So do we have somebody that would like to make a comment on the book?
I would. I was gracious enough for you to send me an early copy of it. And I'm not kidding. The day it landed on my desk, my daughter showed up 2 hours later and she's like, "Dad, is that Andy's book?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, I'll give it back to you when I'm done." So it looked great. I got to tell you that.
It is great.
Andy, you did an outstanding job. The book sounded just like you as we were reading it. And the best part, I think, is when you were talking about the painful experiences that you had through our government, which is sad to call our government. It's not what we want. And through your persistence, we owe a lot to you, and God bless you and Faye and the belief and the stamina. And you've done a beautiful job, and we certainly love and appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr.
Amen.
Jim.
Amen.
I'm sure everybody in this room echoes those exact words. Thank you, Andy.
I'd like to introduce our next speaker. He is the force behind putting all this together so we can get the money that we need. And he keeps things moving. He's an action guy. He doesn't take no for an answer. And I'm talking about Max Garcia. And take it away, Max.
Thank you very much for the kind words, Andy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for another beautiful day with MyVima. It's always a pleasure to be on this Zoom meeting because there's so many like-minded entrepreneurs. There's so many phenomenal talents that have joined together to push a company beyond the level where we started, right? Just like Andy said, hearing that Roger Bannister story is phenomenal. I really didn't even know that first part about his life. I knew that he had broken the 4-minute mile. And just like Andy said, you know, I started thinking, yeah, they said that the human body couldn't do it, that the heart would explode. And then after he did it, all it took was 1, right? And then 1,400 and plus, like 1,497 other people broke that 4-minute mile. So I started thinking, imagine in business, like as Andy's saying all this, I started thinking, imagine in business if all of us can show others around the world that it is possible. Because there's a lot of people right now making $500,000, $1 million, 5, 10, etc. And they're way less talented than many of you that are on this call, right? They're way less talented. And I don't mean that to denigrate them. I mean, they took that first step, right? They took that first step. They never gave up. They did a lot of self-help, self-development to develop not just their interpersonal skills, but also their business skills. And one of the things that Andy and the entire Vima team and many of the leaders that we speak with on a daily basis are doing is we're putting the tools so that the members can build other people up. Because what I've learned in business, whether it's MLM, affiliate, or regular business, is when you take action for other people, right? When you help other people, it's like this cosmic force, whether you believe in Jesus Christ, Buddha, Allah, karma, the universe, whatever it is, when you start focusing on other people, all of a sudden doors open for you, right? Because you take the focus off of you, you put it on people that you want to help attain success, and then all of a sudden it's like a wildfire. It just explodes. And when that happens, you don't really know, like you're used to doing it, right? You're used to helping others. You're used to shining. You're even though people have problems in their personal lives, you don't bring it to your MyVima business or any other business that you're working, right? You want that person to succeed. You're empathetic, right? You want them to understand that they have way more to give to this world than just paying bills and dying. So hearing that story about Roger Bannister really fired me up because I started thinking, what about if all of us could do the same thing that Roger Bannister did, right? He believed in something greater because at the end of the day, people told him that he couldn't do it, right? many of us, especially in the home-based business world, we get the business from our friends and family mostly, right? They tell us, oh, that's a scam. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't make money. So we're fighting against the people that we're trying to help many times, right? But the thing is, you can't take advice from people that aren't where you want to be, period, end of story. If they're not making a few $1 million a year, do not take their advice, because many of them don't understand the sacrifices that many of you have made to get to this point, right? To understand that there's something bigger and better waiting for you, because at the end of the day, the leadership is not giving up on you and you're not giving up on us. And that's what we really appreciate in MyVima, is the fact that many of you have joined arms with us and understand that there's something greater here that we're trying to accomplish. A quick update, ladies and gentlemen. We've pretty much set up all the foundation for the company as far as all the paperwork. We've already discussed what we want to do with Wells Fargo as far as our banking, our domestic banking. We've had conversations with Barclays, but obviously because of coronavirus, that conversation is going to be a little bit slower than domestic. We've also, Andy and the team, what we've done is we're already talking about bringing on our own branded products. On the last call, I told you that we want to build out marketplaces for each individual business partner that we have, every affiliate that we have within MyVima now and in the future. We want to give you the capability to have your own branded products within your own online store, right? E-commerce is booming. There's good and bad things about coronavirus, but we only focus on the good things, right? It gives us time to build a business. It gives us time to kind of reflect, because a lot of times, look, I tell people this, yeah, everybody's going through coronavirus, but what are you doing to build yourself up and build your people up during this time? Take advantage of the time that people are in front of computers, more time at home, more time with their kids. Give them the empowerment that they need to understand that they were meant for more than just paying bills and dying, right? Because at the end of the day, many of us have the power within us. And when you join a company like MyVima, where what happens is all of a sudden you become magnetic and you start attracting people because they believe in what you're saying. They feel the passion in your voice. It comes from your heart. And a lot of times, like just listening to these stories from many of the leaders that you hear on a weekly basis, and Dave does a great job with the newsletter, just reading all these stories, guys, I always tell people, try to read more positivity. There's enough negative stuff in the world, politics, I could go on and on about the negative side, but I don't want to, because I want to keep this positive, right? Don't worry about the negative stuff. At the end of the day, the negative stuff isn't going to help you build a multi-million-dollar business. The positive stuff will. Work on yourself, read more, get some exercise, eat better, right? Build people up. Always ask. If you never ask, you're not going to know. Like, the answer will always be no if you don't ask. You have to ask people if they're willing to see what we're going to do with MyVima in 2021 and beyond. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. Don't ever allow people to bring you down because you're trying to build up a business for your family. And, maybe you have some friends that you want to help out. Maybe there's some scholarships that you want to do in your mom's name, your name, whatever it is. Have those goals. Like Andy said, those positive affirmations really help. Setting goals every day and saying them out loud, they really help, ladies and gentlemen. Reading, building yourself up, that really helps. Because when push comes to shove, we already are talking about having our own branded water products. We're already talking about having our own water filtration products. So, a lot of people that have the water filtration products for their homes, because a lot of times people have hard water, it affects your skin, your hair, etc. So guys, there's many things that we're already looking at bringing into MyVima that's going to allow you to accelerate not just the money that you make, but the capability to bring partners in from all over the world. Imagine many of these products we're already using, we're just not getting paid for it, right? So at the end of the day, imagine when you already have products that you're consuming, you have services that you're already using, you're just not getting paid for it. The way we look at stuff is we want to make sure that we bring in branded products and services, give you the capability, make money off of that, and build a massive business around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, besides that, we've spoken with a few investors. Obviously, people are excited because they see what our business plan is. They see what our logic is in building out this infrastructure so that you have the tools for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We are trying to build a legacy company. This is not, we want to make some money for 5 years and everybody's gone, right? We want to make some money for 10 years, everybody's gone. We want this to be a legacy company that everybody around the world says, you know what, these guys at MyVima are very forward thinking. They already have a crypto wallet. They're using digital assets. They've got relationships with digital asset exchanges. They've got all these branded products and services, and people are making hellacious amounts of money. What is going on with that company? And as soon as, obviously, when COVID starts dying down, you know, we'll start doing live events. We'll have people meet. It doesn't matter if we're in Texas, Florida, or a state somewhere near you, right? We're going to make sure that everybody comes to get trained, that everybody comes to get some motivation, that everybody understands this is a big family, and everybody's trying to help everybody get to the top of that mountain. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for all the patience that you have. Like Andy said, we have everything that the lawyers for the investors need. All they have to do is finish out that paperwork. Once we kind of get that liquidity problem solved, then we're going to be back better than ever. And then to tell you the truth, we have other people looking to invest in us, but we want strategic money, people that have the same vision that we have, because this is like we tell people, if it's strategic money, we'll take it. If it's not a win-win for us and our affiliates, we don't want it, right? We have enough people that want to invest, but it's got to be people that see our vision. So other than that, guys, keep your heads up. You know, keep building that business. Talk to as many people as you can, because right now everybody's looking for that financial miracle. You can be that financial miracle. You never know who's struggling. They might be smiling, but in the back, they might have bills piled up. They might need to pay rent. They need gas money. They need food money. You be that financial miracle for people this week, this month, this year, and beyond 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be allowed to speak for you. I really enjoy the fact that many of you reach out to Andy and the entire team, and you give us encouragement, you give us power, you give us the capability to understand that with y'all, we're not going to let you down. You haven't let us down. So have a wonderful rest of your week, guys. We look forward to working with each and one of you, every one of you, in 2021 beyond. And that's all I got, Andy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Wow.
Dave, I asked you last week, where'd you find this guy?
From now on, I'm going to speak before Max. Hard act to follow, bud.
That's hard to follow there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I guess now what we're looking at, Barry, our own Barry Eschenberg is going to come on and show us some exciting things that he's been working on, right?
Yeah, can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, right on. Okay, it was a great call, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Max, for that. Fantastic, Max. I tell you, this company is just so much fun to be around, without question. The enthusiasm, the excitement. Andy, I tell you, every time I listen to you speak, I sit back and think about some of the motivational speakers I've listened to, books on tape over the years, and you fit right in that category of, after I get done listening, it just rejuvenates me. I get, re-excited about what we're involved in here with VEMA. One thing a lot of folks don't know about me, we're talking about this gentleman, the world record breaker there. A lot of folks don't realize that I am actually legally blind. I've got a 2400 vision, non-correctable vision issue here. I've dealt with it for many, many years, but here I am online on the computer, building out websites, doing things that most people said, hey, you can't do that. And I go, yeah, I can. They're going to stop me. If I sit around on my butt and don't do anything, pardon my French, then yeah, I can't do anything. But if I continue to get up every day and make a decision for myself that, yeah, I can do it, then I'm going to keep doing it. And that's what all of us need to do in any business, but especially with VEMA, because the folks you have behind this business are different than any other businesses that I've ever been involved in. Just the quality, the way they're concerned and care about every single member is unique in this industry. It truly is. And you need to stop and think about every day making that decision to get up and say, I can do something for my business. I will do something for my business. And at the end of the day, you should be able to sit back, feel good about what you've done. And it could be the smallest of things. It could be a simple email to somebody. It could be a conversation in a grocery store. It could be anything that you've done that's proactive towards your business. And it's probably more than you've done on a regular basis with any business in the past. There hasn't been any businesses that I've come across where I really felt great at the end of the day, because there just was things about them that as much as I tried to like them, as much as the leadership, they they just are not VEMA. VEMA is its own special brand of business. There is no limit to what can happen here, folks. So if you don't do anything else tonight, before you go to bed, stop, think a little bit about your past. Think about the things that you've done in your past. Think about the businesses, the models, the people who ran the companies, and do a little comparison shopping here. And I think you're going to find that Vima is that place where you're going to be able to start tomorrow going, I can, I will, and move forward. So with that being said, I've been working on a project here. I know we talked a little bit about a homepage, a start page for everybody. And I don't know if Tommy's on. Tommy, if you're there, if you can, I don't know if you
Yes,
can bring
I'm
up
here.
the page. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? And you guys, I tell you, Tommy, he's got to be one of the top, most valued assets here. There's a lot of great guys here, I tell you, but if you don't have somebody behind the scenes making things happen, you know, you don't have a business. So Tommy, thank you from me to you very much for everything you're doing. If we can jump over to vimadeals.com, I just want to run through this page real quick, give everybody kind of an example. Vima Deals, not Start Vima, vimadeals.com.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, you were my favorite person, but now.
Blew that in 15 seconds.
That's right. And Dave gave me a 5-minute timeline in the address
No,
part, Tom.
No, Barry, you're
Dang.
good. You're good,
Okay.
Barry.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get
They're-
through here,
they're
Dave. I know
killing me.
you said 5 minutes and cut it, but
I
No,
apologize, guys.
go with it, because I don't know what I'm gonna say after Max. Go ahead.
okay, there we go.
There
right.
we are.
Excuse me. Thank you, Tommy. You've got control of this page, so that's fine. Let me go ahead and somehow I've got this window up. Oh, let me just move this. Okay, so
You guys
folks,
see me
here's
okay? See it okay?
yeah, perfect. Hold right there for just a second. So folks, what we wanted to do is put together something that's of interest to the majority. Everybody is out there looking for deals. A lot of people visit the marketplace on Facebook, they visit Craigslist. They're always looking for, just good deals. Now this page, as you see it right now, is going to change a little bit. But basically this is going to be a classified website, and it's going to serve multiple purposes. One, it's going to be a place that you can list your items for sale. And as we grow and you pass this page out and invite your friends, family, coworkers, as we talked about before, to make this their homepage on their browser. And we'll get into more. I won't go back over what we talked about, but I'm going to do a video training on how you can make this a really effective way to market Vima, get people interested in Vima, and so on. But just to give you a general idea here, Tommy, there'll be a different background here. So we've got some things we're still working on. But Tommy, if you'll scroll, whatever you want to call it, down or up, depending if you're playing guitar, there you go, right there, hold up there. You'll see the Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's going to actually move up with Tommy's help. We want to have that first and foremost above the search bar. And then right below, we have the Google search engine. The Google search engine, the Amazon links, both are income producers for Vima. And as more and more people have those and they just decide to click on Amazon and buy stuff, we get paid. They use the Google shopping bar or the Google search engine. We'll pick up ad revenue through that, which is going to be really good. And if you look at any search engine, if you go to just google.com, you're going to see that they have, depending on how yours is set up, either icons of places that you've probably been your favorite places. Mostly, I think Tommy's got some things. You might not want to show what your favorite places are, Tommy. So Yahoo does the same thing. Bing does the same thing. They tend to pop up.
You can see where they're, well, this is not very clear. Test is probably not a good item.
Go to Bing. Try Bing.com.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if we search for bathing suits, well, I don't know if we should do that. Water bottle. How about that? If I can spell properly.
There you go.
But you can see, like, it sponsors things, and it has, these people are getting paid. Yeah, I think it's what you're trying to explain.
No, that was part of that, but it was more talking about the format that you see on Bing and the search engine. They tend to put all the common places that people go, the most common places. So the reason that people will set this up as their homepage is because they go to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They search Google, they shop on Amazon. So you want to give them a reason to set this in places there. But that's another direction to go, Tommy. Yeah, with the Google search engine. But and then add the classified aspect to it as well, where they can add that, they can easily go on here and create their own ads and have them posted, so that everybody else that's in the network can see them, which gives them exposure.
Right.
And if you'll keep scrolling down there, Tommy, let's go all the way down. we were just talking about, I think Max was talking about people keep going. People having their own branded products and things like, there you go, right here. This section here is going to be for businesses. So if you've got a branded product and you're like, hey, you know, I've got my sites ready, I got my branded product, I want to get some exposure, we can drop those sites on this page so that people can see them across the world, or this, as well as businesses purchasing spots on this page to advertise their business out, so that, you know, that drives revenue back to the company. So this page is going to serve a lot of purposes for everybody. And again, it's going to make it a very easy way to market and invite people to take a look at Vima in a way that is there's no pressure. People don't feel threatened. They don't feel like you're trying to get into their wallet or anything like that whatsoever. So again, I'll have that video ready this week for you. I set this site up and started to set it up on one domain, and then we kind of made after talking to Tommy, it made more sense to do it on a Vima site, so that basically what will happen is when you log into a Vima property, it's going to log into all Vima properties. So if you're in the My Vima back office or whatever, you'll be logged into this classified page as well. So if you want to go in, drop a classified ad over here as well. There's different things that we can do over here that'll make this unique. We do have to run some things after talking to Tom. We need to run some things through the legal side just to make sure we're okay. But there's some unique features over here that, depending on which way they go, we'll talk about them in the future. So with that, that's what we're working on there. Another thing that just so you know, and we were talking about the product pages and setting people up with their own products. If you have a product page that you have set up for you, that's your own brand of products, and you want video done on your products, we'll do them for you in a demonstration type video. So you don't have to, you know, if you're kind of like camera shy or don't really know how you want to set those, you know, demonstrate the product. Again, we'll be able to do that for you. Which ought to take some pressure off of some folks. And then we'll give you some ideas on YouTube marketing, which is something that I'm doing currently. Go ahead, Tommy.
I have some great hair removal products. Can you do some videos for that?
Sure. Well, Dave I'll have Dave do them, not Dave Mead. He's already
Not me.
Oh no, wait. Dave Morales, my partner, is the same setup that you got, Dave. Darn, he's just shaved head too. No, I'm not testing those out. You're on your own on that one.
We can test some shine in products, shining my head up.
No, hey Barry, this looks great, man. And I'll tell you, once we kind of fold that into the My Vima subdomain, single sign-on, everyone's going to be able to get right in. Everything's going to be connected. And speaking of Bing, I'm almost wondering if we can do like a extra rewards. We need to talk about this more.
Yeah.
I think we can do some great things with this.
Yeah, and that's definitely something we're going to keep looking at kind of the hotter trends, the things that people are interested in. Some things are more, you know, they've been around a while, but they're always popular. And there's, you know, classifies, if you want to look at it from a Craigslist or a Facebook marketplace type perspective, they're always popular. There's more than that. Let Go is another one, and there's, you know, a bunch of apps out. So anyway, but this is where we're at as far as a site-wise goes. And then we've got some other projects that we're working on behind the scenes as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, Dave. I know you told me 5, so I got caught up in the first little bit based on my prior guys there between Andy and Max. They kind of got me fired up, and I had to throw something out there to kind of stay with them a little bit. So with that, thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Awesome job, Barry. And I guess maybe
Very
I
good.
missed this. I'm not sure, but you will be having, when you refer to videos, tutorials on breaking down what everything is and how the people can utilize the
Yep, absolutely.
page. Okay, awesome.
Yes. Oh, and Dave, I got one more thing. It came up that somebody was asking about marketing materials for the back office. If we were going to have those, and somebody had contributed some excellent material that I'm going through, the answer also is yes, we have marketing materials that we're working on. I know we've got a few things that are getting changed up a little bit, so we're going to have to adjust some of the things that we're doing. But we will have those back there so that somebody has something that they can run into their members area, grab hold of, and put out there each day, so that they so it's not a matter of what am I going to do or how do I do it. It's going to be I will proactively market my business today because it's Vima and I can just do it. So
Awesome, buddy.
Great, great, Barry.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I guess I'm gonna close this thing out a little bit. Like I said, man, it's all you guys tonight just knocked it out of the park. I mean, starting with Andy, Max, and Barry. So I'm not gonna say a whole lot because I don't know what else to add to it, except to say that I'm hoping, I believe that with what Max is doing and Andy, with the attorneys, whatnot, hopefully next week we should start to be able to get back in the track, get things rolling. Certainly the week after, full steam ahead, marketing tools, everything in place, money in place, paying out the whole bit. We'll be back. Like I said in the newsletter, putting fuel in the rocket ship and just taking it to the moon. Personally, I'm looking forward to Max has taken a lot of the pressure off of a lot of us, myself included, to where I can get back into the mode of recruiting and building the business. I'm excited about that potential, but I can tell you what, guys, I hope you all after tonight, you're getting the big picture, understanding that, a business like we're doing and we're setting this up like with Max, like a Fortune 500 company, we're going to be prepared for any growth, the growth that's coming, and it's going to be huge. I think in the next couple of months, guys, everybody here is going to be in a place where they maybe didn't realize they could be. And this time next year, it's just another chapter in writing your financial story for you and your family. So I'm just pumped. I'm excited. I know everybody here is excited. Let's go out, share this with the world, because what's coming, guys, is just the beginning. This company will evolve. Like Barry said, there's so much potential, the way we're laying this out, so much potential to bring all kinds of different other companies and huge leaders into the company. And there's nothing we can't do with this. So, and there's nothing like it. So we won't have any competition. By the time they wake up and figure things out, we'll be way ahead of everybody. So guys, I can just say this, that we're building, things are falling into place. I'm more excited now than I ever was, because I understand now some of the things that we're doing right now is really making this bulletproof. And I'm sure next week or the week after, we'll be able to share some of that we're about to lay out that's going to really get everybody pumped. So guys, I just say this, let's go out, share the word, have a great Friday, a great weekend. And we'll be back next week and share some other real exciting news. And like I said, hopefully it's going to be news that we'll be back on track and ready to rock and roll. So guys, God bless you.
Let me say one thing, David.
Okay.
Tommy will be playing a very, very important part in this. And, his job, he doesn't get much glory from it. And plus the customer service people. But all three of them are very, very important. And doing what's got to be done in the next few weeks, Tommy is going to be very, very busy. And what he does, folks, we need to compliment him on it, because it's a lot of work. And we appreciate Tommy. He's one of the best in the industry, and he knows how to do most anything in programming to get to the point to accomplish what we need to do. He is excellent in that field. And we thank you, Tommy.
Absolutely.
God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Andy.
God bless you, Tommy.
I love you, Andy. And I really appreciate that.
This is Bob. I got a quick question. The web click's gonna still be 75 cents?
We'll discuss that. We're
It'll be
discussing that
another-
right now. Go ahead, Andy.
What are they?
They're 75.
Schedule
They're 75
now.
cent right now.
Okay, because I want to buy
75
some.
cent right now. But we're transitioning over to $1.
Yeah, but this is, it'd still be on the other, so, we'll
If
go
I bought it
another,
tonight, would it be 75 cents?
we'll go another week
Okay, great.
before it goes up.
Thank
Hey, yeah, Andy, one thing I wanted to say, I forgot in the newsletter. And is, you know, I mentioned Tommy and Derek and Alex, and Max, of course. But I actually forgot to mention the great Mike Klatt. Mike has been here from the very beginning,
Right.
you know, holding the fort with the Zoom calls, and Mike, we really do appreciate, and he does a fantastic job too, really
Yeah.
good. So
Yes.
we couldn't have
Yeah.
a better guy, you know, hosting the call. So thanks so much, Mike.
I see where we're
I'll tell
going
you,
and feel so blessed to be here.
I
Appreciate
miss
it.
his face. I miss seeing his face.
What's-
Like I missed his face when he was transitioning. Good to see. Good to see you
That's
again,
right.
Mike.
Let me show you guys a magic trick. Oh, yeah, that's what happened for 2 weeks in a row. Little thing on top. Tells you how
Okay,
much-
guys, well, let's
I got
leave
a
this.
Tommy night.
Okay, God bless.
Awesome. So guys, God bless
God bless
everybody. What a
y'all.
great call. Fantastic call. Let's go next week. We're going to kill this thing, and we'll have more news next week for sure. Positive, exciting
God
news.
bless
So
y'all.
guys,
To be
God
the-
bless you
God
all.
bless you.
Thank you.
Positive is what we need to think. Positive.